Hello, today I am reviewing Insidious Chapter 2, the sequel to Insidious, directed by James Wan again, and written by Lee Warnell, who also makes an appearance in this film. Now, Insidious Chapter 2 carries on where Insidious finished. It's set straight after the Lambert family are going to Josh's mother house. Josh is played by Patrick Wilson again, and Renee is played by Rose Byrne again. I said Byrne, it's Rose Byrne, and then Ty Simpkins, Simpkins, I think that's his name, plays Alton again, and you've got Specs and Tucker again, who are played by Lee Warnell and Angus Sampson. So, Insidious Chapter 2, I feel that was a good sequel. There's a lot of people that didn't really like the first film. They thought it was silly. They didn't like when everyone makes that joke that Darth Maul came along, that weird red creature that was at the end. But I was someone that enjoyed Insidious. I think it had its good moments. Seeing this in a cinema, the thing about these films are, it's not really horror fans that watch them. Now, I am a horror fan, but I'd say that with The Conjuring and with films like Sinister and Paranormal Activity and like with these films, it's not really horror fans that go and watch them. It's people that just want to go to cinema, see a film that's like this that will scare them or whatever. And yeah, that's just the sort of audience I've seen for this film. It's like girlfriend and boyfriend just going together, hugging while watching this film. It's not really the horror fan film. Like, I know that James Wan and Lee Warnell are big horror fans. They do love their horrors, and I can tell from elements that are in this film, there's like things that I was like, yep, that's from Invasion of the Body Snatchers at one point. So, did I enjoy Insidious Chapter 2? I did. I enjoyed it. I think it was a good sequel. It's a good that connects well with the first film. Now, this does also have its loud bangs again, with like just bangs and booms and everything. Like, it will be completely quiet, or something will smash, someone will trip over something. Now, these aren't things that I particularly find creepy. There's like, I find some of the imagery more creepy. There's some creepy imagery at one point in this. There's like some weird walking horses and things and that, and there is some little creepy elements in there. But I find things like The Grudge, The Grudge, the Japanese one, things creepy like that, where you can hear this crunching noise, and then you see this girl like climbing down the stairs. I find those sort of things creepy. I also find things creepy that you can't really see, like someone will say something's there, and like something's hidden somewhere and thing, and I find those sort of things creepy. I don't find massive, loud piano bangs creepy. Yeah, that's what Insidious Chapter 2 has a lot of. There's some parts where it doesn't have like loud bangs like that, but there will be things like people shout at the screen or something. There's one point that just felt like I was on one of those websites where someone's like, hey, click at this, look at it, just look closely, keep looking. It was screaming at you. There's one scene like that where that happened. Insidious Chapter 2 has good moments. It has some creepy little moments, some creepy imagery. Like, there's one moment where the shot's really good, and you see something over these people's shoulder, but the camera's like here, so you'd see it over the shoulder, and it worked because it wasn't a loud jump or anything. It was just like something really weird happening in the background. There's also something in this film that they did with the first film. Now, some people are going to be like, how exactly is this like working with the sequel? There's something with Josh, something not quite right about him that's happened. That's how they're doing it. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's something with him. Like, if you've seen the first one, then I don't really want to spoil anything. If you haven't seen the first one, I don't really want to spoil that first one in this review as well. But there's something that's happening to him. The family are still being haunted. Dalton's still like seeing all these crazy things. And there's just one scene in this that I reckon when James Wan was making Insidious, he knew there was going to be a chapter 2, because there's one thing in this where I know people are going to be like, why were you like that at the film? There's one scene where I was honestly like, fuck, that's well done. It's really well done. There's one point where something happens, and I was just like, that is one of the best connections that I've ever seen with a sequel, because most of the time horror sequels suck, and I felt this wasn't really a horror sequel that sucked. Like I've said, it's not completely for the horror fans. I know some horror fans will absolutely love this, but like I've said, I think it's more for the people that aren't completely into horror. They just want to go to the cinema, they want to be scared by something. Yeah, I jump at moments like this. There's like when it's loud or something, I'll just be like sitting there, just quiet and everything. It would just make me jump, like, because it's just loud. It's too loud at points and things. But in Insidious Chapter 2, I am going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think some things could have been fixed a little bit, but James Wan, in my opinion, has directed 2 solid horrors this year, and I'm excited to see what he does with Fast and Furious 7, because at the moment I'm worried that he's not going to come back to the horror genre, that he's going to go into those sort of things. But yeah, if you've seen Death Sentence, then you probably have hope for him making Fast and Furious 7, because there's one cast stunt in Death Sentence, which was just great. I think that James Wan is a good director. I do enjoy him. I know there's a lot of people that don't like him because of his horrors and how he has silly jump scares and stuff in them. Yeah, if you've never seen Death Sentence by him, that's a very underrated film, in my opinion, with Kevin Bacon. Go and watch that. Yeah, if you enjoyed Insidious, the first one, and you want to see a good horror sequel, then I'd say go and see Insidious Chapter 2. I think you'll enjoy it. It does have a few too many jump scares at points. It's got some funny comedy moments in there again, just like with Specs and Tucker, which I like. That's cool and everything. So James Wan has done a good horror here. It connects well with the first film, has some really creepy moments in there. This is possibly the best I've ever seen Patrick Wilson. There's one moment, it's just him going crazy. It's just like amazing. Like someone else has already said about this, how it's sort of Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Shining's better, yep, but it is in that way. It's just really weird to see, and this is probably the best I've ever seen Patrick Wilson. So yeah, that's my review of Insidious Chapter 2. If you've seen Insidious Chapter 2, say down there if you enjoyed it, or if you were going to see it. Are you excited to see it? And what, in your opinion, is one of the creepiest horrors ever? Like I've said, for me, it's probably Ju-On the Grudge, because there's some absolutely creepy moments in there. Or the Japanese Ring. The Ring trilogy, in my opinion, the Japanese one, has some absolutely creepy moments. So just take on there what the creepiest horror you've ever seen, and thank you so much to everyone that subscribed to me. I went up a load after I spent your go-to review, and thanks to everyone that watched that and enjoyed it and everything, and I really appreciate it, and everything's good. I'm just happy with YouTube and stuff recently. I'm going to get more reviews and stuff out for you very soon. I'm going to be reviewing some old stuff as well. I'm thinking of reviewing Cloud Atlas, so yeah, say if you want that and stuff. So I'm babbling on too much. Thank you very much. Goodbye.